You have entered the Chronic's rabbit hole, and Nightwish Army Chronicans, welcome to or welcome back to the channel. Alana and I are very excited to get back to the full album reactions with Nightwish. This is album number 6, and you guys actually voted, and it was a very close vote. Should we do Once? This one, it's an album that we already own. We've already listened to start to finish, and we actually have listened to every single song on the channel. So you guys actually decided to go with Dark Passion Play, which is their 6th studio album. This is the first one with Anette.
Oh, very cool.
First one with Troy coming in to help them. Not
Nice.
full-time member, but it's the first time he actually came in to support them.
Yep.
It happens to be one of the most expensive albums ever made in Finland.
Wow.
And one of the most successful one too. So that really helps. This is after Tarja is gone. So like the themes in this is what Tuomas was kind of go through. Like there's so much turmoil going on.
Yeah.
It's almost like a comeback album as well, because they have a new singer and all that too. So there was a lot on the line, I think.
A lot on the line with this one.
And Anette only had 2 albums with Nightwish.
Oh, wow. Only 2 albums.
Where Tarja got 5.
Wow.
So this is like, let's go check it out and see part of her discography with Nightwish, because we don't get enough Anette shining on the channel here too. So I can't wait to hear all the songs with her singing, and for all of you guys to be here with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chronicans and Nightwish Army, for being here. I can't wait to get into this one.
Okay, so there is 13 songs, and surprisingly, we've done hundreds of Nightwish reactions, and you guys have like singly got us to do them specifically, even the ones that you don't even think of, and there's 2 of them we still haven't done here, and they're right in the middle, and it's Whoever Brings the Night and For the Heart I Once Had.
For the Heart I Once Had and For Whoever Brings the Night.
Yeah, so we're gonna start with like an incredible The Poet and the Pendulum.
Amazing.
Which is like a 14-minute epic, so what an incredible one to start with here too. And
what a way to start an album. Only Tuomas would start an album with a 14-minute epic.
The audacity, and he had a lot on his mind.
Yeah.
You know?
He did.
So this is Nightwish's most personal epic. Tuomas poured his emotional spiral into this 14-minute cathedral of sound. The track is practically an autobiography. Death of the old self, guilt, pressure, rebirth. Expect orchestral waves, choir eruptions, and some of the most cinematic writing in his career. Ready?
I'm ready.
And we've only heard this with Laura singing.
That's true.
I don't think you'll ever hear Tarja sing these ones. I like the echo voice.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be so loud and good. You can hear me good?
Yeah.
Here we go. studio voice. Wow, you can hear so much in the background too. When you hear it with the studio, I have never heard this one studio yet, actually. You just can hear even the extra like orchestra that's going on too. Absolutely. In the background, and it's the same one they were using previously too, so they just have even more rhythm too. And you have such a different singer now that they really have to attack it differently, right?
They do attack it differently, and like Anette has a very different voice to Tarja. She's got a lot deeper of a voice than what Tarja has, even with her regular singing voice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So these songs, it's like played in a completely different octave, even to like for everything. So it's like it's still Nightwish, it's still bombastic, but it's like it's just a little bit different. But I'm not musically inclined in that way, so I can't really put my finger on it. So like I don't know how to explain it more than that.
Okay,
right. So like but I like it. I really like the studio of this one.
Yeah, totally. It sounds even a bit more chuggy, but like she comes in so clean. So I'd love to even hear how she did on this one live. If there is a live version of it too.
I'd love to hear how she did it live. The only thing I've noticed about her live versus her studio is the instruments are a lot louder than what she is in the mix when they're live. So that's like I really like how upfront her voice is in the studio version, compared to like when we've heard her live.
That's fair enough. Yep. Petals of Heaven, last song of the album. Please no more words, thoughts from a severed head. No more praise, tell me once my heart goes right. Take me home. Oh, nice. Look at him, Marco. This so differently. What a saying though, a horror for the cold world.
I think it makes sense.
Oh, it completely does. Sometimes I feel like I could be. Yeah. Why are you so cold? It's vengeance sometimes. Feeling wronged. Feeling ashamed, embarrassed.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you can really feel what Tom's going through. He's so good at that.
Especially with the cello.
No, you love that part. Nice.
I'm glad she could still.
Yeah, she sounds great here. It's a story time in here, in Imaginarium. Yeah. Boom. On the shore we sat and hoped was younger.
Friends betray me. For years, I've been strapped onto this altar. Now I only have 3 minutes counting. I just wish the tide would catch me first. Give me a death I always longed for.
How do you think of this? So good.
That's cool.
That raised it up even more. Oh, one of my favorite musical moments, honestly. There you go, Marco. Oh, this is so sick. That section
Is iconic.
it's yeah, like it might be top 5 in my music history of like
Yeah.
of moments that if I could just like you had to come to a moment of a song and it's like probably 2 minutes as long, it's almost as long as some other songs, right? Like
That's some people's entire song.
that's what I mean, right?
Like-
So like but that like I don't know how it's so metal too, like that's one of the most metal sounding orchestra moments you'll ever hear.
Yeah. Like, I was just thinking because like 2.5 minutes, that's almost the time limit for like all of Eurovision.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
So like I was just thinking if Nightwish ever was to like
Which
could
they
just
did.
put which they did, but could you imagine if they just did that for the 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes?
People couldn't handle it.
People couldn't handle it.
Because it's just too much if you
It's
don't
so
have the thing
much.
before and after it. If that just comes at you, it's too many haymakers. But you had to get a couple gut punches before the haymakers when that part comes in.
Right? Oh my god, it's so good. I
Yeah.
love how clean everything comes through with the
Yeah.
orchestra because it's so
The horns
layered.
and
So
everything.
like it's
It's so layered, right?
Right.
You hear, even like 2 more layers that you could hear on this compared to the one that we always saw with Floor Live.
yeah, which a lot of it is more not quite as layered. Everything doesn't come through quite as cleanly because it's live, right? It's
Of course.
a lot of audio coming at you at once,
Yeah.
right? So like
Sounds incredible
it
here.
sounds incredible,
Annette
and
does too.
the lyrics coming through are just so clean, and it's like the perfect.
Love having the lyrics here too, because never
Yeah.
dived into this song this type of way. Either.
No, we haven't. So like this is our first time hearing the original, with Annette.
Mm-hmm.
In studio form, and having the lyrics in front definitely is making it a lot easier to take it all in.
You got it. I like how his voice is echoing.
The morning dawn upon its altar remains of the dark passion flame. Formed by his friends without shame. Spreading on his grave as they came. Get away, run away, fly away, lead me astray. To dreamers fly away. I cannot cry 'cause the shoulder cries.
And
for
boom.
I cannot die, I have hope for the world. Forgive me, I have
minutes later.
Right. That's exactly the 3-minute point of the song.
We just paused it. Smooth. I love that bass. I'm so glad Avery's hopefully getting something. Pretty sure this is his mom's own words to him. The ones coming up. That's why I said 2005, right?
Yeah.
This is right after Once and the Split.
Yeah.
But this was out in 2007, in case I didn't mention that at the beginning.
Right, it was.
Love that song. It's just incredible they start with this one, right? No wonder in the 2000s they were like the top metal band.
Yeah.
Hard to compete with this. And we all know if you don't have your mother's love, you can get pretty nasty sometimes. You need your mom's love. So it's good that he went back to her. Go on to just to the next one then, hun? Or are you good?
No, this one is so beautiful. Like there's something that you had said about this at the very beginning of this is that this song is kind of like an autobiography of like everything that he had been going through.
Yeah, no kidding.
And so in a way it almost feels like a reminiscent of what he was going through, like even being a whore for the cold world. That's like, even sometimes you do things and you make moves and different adjustments based off the negative comments of others, and that can make, right, and that can make you a whore for the cold world.
Yeah.
Right. And so there's a lot of things that I'm sure he did for the sake of others. There's another lyric in there saying like, even though I die and cry with 1,000 words, like pages erased.
Yeah.
At least you'll love me still. Was like one of the lyrics. At least you'll love me, at least you'll hold me.
Right.
And so it makes me think of like, oh my goodness, how many like times did he like concede to something that he didn't want to concede to? just for the benefit of whatever.
I think that's
Right,
what that
and-
relationship and the band kind of felt like him at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so it's like such a perfect way to put it together in lyrics for a song.
No kidding.
Which is just a really good song, but oh my goodness, when you know about the histories of what happened and like
You got to kill the ego to move
you
on, though.
have to kill the ego to move on. So that's what this song really feels like. It's
And
like
that's what-
killing that ego.
Totally, and that's what that happened to me one time in sports because I got an own goal in the finals, and then that moment caused a relationship break for me on the team because I kept telling people, "Stop bringing it up. I won't be able to come back," and that was part of my ego. I wasn't willing to drop. So in that, you just got to learn to just drop it. Things happen, you know what I mean? So even with Tawamis, it's about learning if this happened, how does this not happen again? And taking the advice from just what you've gone through and all that too. And there you go. So we'll jump on to the next one.
Absolutely.
And the next one here that we have is Bye Bye Beautiful, and that's their goodbye letter to Tarja. It's not spiteful, but full of a sting that comes from losing someone you built worlds with. The tone is bittersweet still. And that makes a lot of sense because sometimes even if it doesn't end the way you want it to, and it kind of ends, it did end pretty bad. I'm surprised that they came out in a tone with Bye Bye Beautiful that isn't as spiteful as it could have been.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. It's been a while since we heard this one. Probably only heard it the one time.
Yeah, I think it was
Unless you've listened to it by yourself.
Finally, the hills are without eyes.
Interesting.
Tired of painting a dead man's face red with their own blood. They used to love, having so much.
Marco does so much for them.
Blink your eyes just once and see everything in ruins.
Did you ever hear what I told you? Did you ever read what I wrote you? Did you ever listen to what we played? Did you ever let what the world said? Did we get this far just to feel your hate? Did we play till we crumble on a pause in the game? How blind can you be not to see you chose the long road, but we'll be waiting.
Wow. I love that key line.
great.
Jacob's goes for the girl in
I like the way that Marco and Anette sound together.
Yeah, they have a really good back and forth.
siblings walking the dying earth. Noose around the choking heart, eternity torn apart. Slow toll now the funeral bell.
I need to die to trail alive. Did you ever hear what I told you? Did you ever read what I wrote you? Did you ever listen to what we played? Did you ever let what the world said? Did we get this far just to feel your hate? Did we play till
I love this part.
pause in the game? How blind can you be not to see?
Yeah.
You chose the long road, but we'll be waiting.
Ooh.
It's not the tree that forsakes the flower.
Okay, I just need, because it's gonna pass me before I say it again. I don't want to lose it. The line that's really sticking to me, and I think there's always a bit of truth on every side too. You know what I mean? And did you ever listen to what we played? Did you ever let in what the world said? I don't picture Taria at least listening to this stuff at the time. That's at least what I was getting from it. And I could be wrong there too, but I wonder if there was a bit of that thought because of their separation and how they traveled and all these type of things.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like, hey, you might sing for us and you're reaping in the benefits, but did you ever even like the music? Like, were you even which we know she did.
We know she
So
did.
like even just thinking out
Absolutely.
loud, it's like we know she loves Nightwish and all that stuff in the past, but they could have had that perception of that happening, and that could have
Yeah.
built into some of that negativity even.
I know, like, even between you and me, like, with this channel, because I don't often rewatch a lot of the videos that we have recorded together, you often have even asked me, like, what is this?
Yeah, did you ever
right?
check the
Did you
feedback?
ever check the feedback? Did you
Yeah.
read the comments? Those are questions that you ask,
Absolutely.
right? And, like, those are just going to be questions that even within a band, that when you're going through pain and you're going through recovery and remorse and like all those stages of grief that's happening afterwards.
Yeah, because they even talked about taking the long road, and like I'm pretty sure she thought she would be able to come back too, even after taking that time off, where she
Yeah.
wanted to go to classical training and all that as well, which was part of that whole thing that happened too, right? So,
Absolutely.
So then you can hear all the lyrics in here, and they're being
You
very
can hear the
upfront about
pain.
everything.
You
Yeah,
can
there's
hear the
pain on
pain
both sides.
both sides.
That's why it was so interesting to come into it late, and then to have the different sides that were talking to us during when we were diving into this in the beginning.
Yeah.
It was quite a interesting thing to go
Yeah,
through.
because there was people on both sides in the comments as
Sensitive.
well. It's a very sensitive topic.
Especially when you have songs like this. That's what I mean. I
Yeah.
can't picture Taria ever doing these type of songs from Nightwish, you know what I mean?
No, of course.
All right. Nice. And this next one, just so we can hear the transition going into it a little bit here, is Amaranth,
Okay.
which we love.
Yes.
It always reminds me of the song Nemo as well.
It's very Nemo-like. I remember when... Sorry, there's a fly. I remember when Amaranth, we first did our first reaction to it, I was like taken back by the name, just because I had a thing with the name. And so
Yeah.
I had my walls up while listening to it, weirdly
right.
enough.
Yeah, because of
And
the stream. Right? Yeah.
Because there was this whatever, regardless of it. And but I remember
funny you
hearing it
remember that,
being
though.
like, it's funny that I remember that, but that's why I remember this song so well, because I was like, I really like the song. Why did the name have to bother me so much?
That's how we all are.
I know. And so
You had one friend who didn't even like Aryan because of just the name
Because
sounded
of the
too
name of
close
the-
to Aryan.
yeah.
What?
So like we've all been there with something in our life. And but no, it's a fantastic song. We listened to it a couple times on the channel, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. We did I think we've done it a few times live, and we definitely done the music video too. And if you remember, in the music video, there was that wounded angel.
Yes.
And it was inspired by the painting, The Wounded Angel by Hugo Simberg.
Oh, very cool.
So that was something I never knew as well. So let's go jump into this one. And Bye Bye Beautiful was pretty amazing, I'm not going to lie.
It's a really good song. It's actually one of my favorites so far.
Dun-dun-dun.
I don't like saying that too often about like having favorites, or else I'll always be saying it. But
So far, there's
from
only been
this
two.
album, like I really like this song. I like the grittiness of it. It's one of my favorites.
Marco. Beautiful key line again. One of the best intro key lines ever. you right now, right?
Need someone to
Sitting,
blame.
just grinning.
In the end, little he can do alone. You believe but what you see. You receive but what you give. Carries the one that never fading rain in your heart. The juice of snow white sorrow. Carries the one that hiding amaranth in the land of the daybreak. Apart from the wandering path, in this brief flight of time, we reach for the ones who ever dare. You believe but what you see, you receive but what you give. There is the one that never fading rain in your heart. The juice of snow white sorrow. There is the one that hiding amaranth in the land of the daybreak.
This is one of the songs that you could give to anyone that doesn't like know Nightwish or isn't quite like familiar with metal itself, and this is a perfect intro song for it. And they have those songs, and they even have the long ones, like if you like your Dream Theaters, go to Poet. You know, like this album's actually really good.
It's a
Like
very good
it's
album.
one I'm surprised we've taken this long to get to, and so it's really awesome that we're like here and knowing all their hits. from
What's
it.
so interesting of all the songs that we've really like done a lot of reactions to, Annette songs have gotten the least requests, which is why I think we haven't gotten to this.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, they've gotten still a lot of requests.
They've gotten a lot
too,
of
but-
requests. But comparatively,
Fair enough, yeah. I mean, again, that she only has 2 albums as well, too, right?
So it's but
they feel more special
they
because
feel
of that.
more special because they feel like, in a way, they kind of feel like hidden albums, even though they were some of the
Yeah.
biggest money makers at the time.
Hey, Imagine Era made me a believer in Nightwish, so like,
Yeah.
I give that to Annette as well, right?
Exactly. So like there is almost like a prestige that comes from kind of going into these albums in that way.
Yeah, it's a big moment for them.
Successful comeback.
Oh, beautiful. Nice, Annette. I'm glad the name doesn't throw you off anymore.
Yeah.
And I think this one's also a good one just to give a little bit of context again for. So this is a direct message to Tarja's then husband manager, Marcelo.
A direct message to Marcelo.
Because a lot of the friction also came from him becoming the manager and all that, and the way he wanted her to
manage
move forward and
things
just all that. So that which always happens. There's no subtlety in this one. We know all about that. This one's a heavy one. Isn't Cadence of the Last Breath actually is next? That's just my fault for jumping to the next one there. Yeah, so this one is a shadowy, breath-tightening track about anxiety and escape. It's one of the album's moodiest pulses. So this one is definitely one I don't remember actually.
So it's not about Tarya's husband?
That's the next one. So
Okay.
there's Cadence of the Last Breath. The Master Passion Greed is the one that's next, and I just accidentally went and read down the next one.
Okay,
But,
no worries.
But I already explained that after. You must have just missed that after. But yeah, so Cadence of Her Last Breath was the part I just read again. Hopefully I don't have to read it again for y'all. And let's jump into this. I just don't even remember this one either. We have done it once though. It's just been a long time. Do you remember it?
No, I don't.
Okay, cool. Just thought you might have. Here we go. Oh! That sounds like such a different type of guitar riff for them.
Yeah.
Right?
It's very different sound.
Yeah. I can barely hear you. What a groove! Nice transition, eh?
Very nice transition.
Very heavy metal vibe. But with like a poppier song, like voice.
Why do I miss someone I never met with bated breath
That bass is sick, Marco.
Sea wheels brought her to me. A butterfly may one day miracle of the light. And all the poetry in the world finally makes sense to me. Say one that for me. Alone,
This one needed a solo. How it sounded. Sweet. Oh, I love how they come out as solos. Oh. Oh, bravo.
Impressive.
See, that's like their heavy metal song.
Sometimes
Even has thrash type of metal feel.
It does. It really does.
Beautiful. I think Marco just sounds incredible on the bass on this one too.
He does.
Even-
He's coming through clean.
And he was even coming really good in the background, but with this and having Annette coming in, it gives him a chance to have more oomph in some of the songs in this album too, because I know a song that you love on here that I'll kind of remain just to have some kind of like surprise for you, you know.
Yeah.
But like it's cool to see how this album and Tarja leaving forced him to adapt in a different way that really is going to bring out a lot of different good things out of him too, as we know.
Absolutely, because like this album so far, from what I can tell, is bringing out a lot more of a more thrashier side,
Absolutely.
a more poppier side in some ways.
Yeah,
kind
I agree.
of bending the genres a little bit with a darker,
A lot more fluid.
like a lot more fluids, kind of.
And definitely
sound.
darker, yes.
And it's darker in its own way. Even the way in the last song, right at the end, when Anette screamed, it had a very thrashy scream to
Totally,
it,
right?
sound to it. But I couldn't think of what to call that sound when it happened. So thank you for bringing up thrash metal, because that's exactly what it sounded like to me.
Absolutely. So, and anytime you get to hear Empu shred a solo, that was the only solo he's done on this album so far, which in his power metal era for Nightwish was just throwing them out like 3 times a song sometimes too.
Yeah.
So also shows the difference that was coming. So it's actually pretty amazing too. So this is going on to the song that I had already talked about with Master Passion Grade, and that one is about Marcello. So let's go jump right into it.
Perfect. Heavy.
No, this is the pointing the finger song. Don't get on too long with the bad side. Oh! Sounds like Slayer almost. Ready, blood. Damn, man. Oh, I love how that came in. Let's not bring the leaves on the drums. The blast beat. Always has an answer, right? A deadly trio. this one is. Oh, so good.
That's an impressive song.
Yeah, that's one we haven't heard in a long time too, and that hearing about like the theme of it, and it's a 6-minute song, you don't know how progressive it's going to be and how just bombastic and how just trademark Nightwish is going to still sound at the end, and like it has those moments in it too. Empu was just slaying on this one
The whole time,
Yuka
and
too.
Yuka's just going off, especially at that end there.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that double bass was just like destroying it as well with that orchestra. This one, I love it because he's objectively essentially just calling him a narcissist
Of course,
the
yeah.
entire time.
That's his point of view for
That's
sure.
his point of view of it.
Yep.
And so hearing, and then at the very end he's like, and my everlasting shame will be that I was silence took me. So was his view of it, but then he didn't say anything.
Totally. Yeah.
So-
He said it in a letter.
He said it in a letter after the fact, but not before the fact.
For
So
sure.
it's like
Yeah. He let it
fester.
Yeah.
That's his everlasting
and that was all
shame.
his thoughts of it. And it is shameful
Yeah.
if you let things fester, for sure.
So like,
And look where they're at now, and what's
Yeah.
so interesting to think about this, because they're successful, even without Nightwish, all of them would still be fine. Tara's obviously doing her own thing. Ari is an actual thing, so obviously Nightwish is what we all love about it too, but what's so interesting is we just saw Taria's podcast that she just had,
Yeah.
and Thomas even just recently was talking on it about her, even on like knowing it was for the podcast for her. So that's big steps, and this is 2 decades ago.
that's huge.
So think how long this Real Pain had to go. Like this is like a whole album that has the Dirty Laundry, in my opinion, kind of on it, you know?
I
So-
think that's why if these feel like hidden albums now, because 2 decades have passed, the pain has been ebbed, you know, like people are healing, things are moving forward, like you're talking about the podcast and stuff like that.
for sure.
So a lot of these songs have gone with that pain as well, because now we're on to a new era once again.
And these albums somehow sold some of the best for Nightwish too, and they were just so successful too. And
Because music does so well when there's so real pain involved with it. I like.
all that
I
happened to
hate to
us,
say
yeah,
it.
but all that happened to us too is we had such a big following for Taria, so that's also why we were getting these suggestions, because it was Taria Nightwish songs we were getting mostly too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So let's now jump to the next one, which is called Eva. And Eva is a song that we've done before as well. We're almost onto the songs we haven't done before. And this is actually the first single with Anette for Nightwish. It's the first one they released.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was kind of out there to kind of show her softer tone before jumping into the traditional songs like Master Passion
Very
Greed that you
cool.
can kind of see. So you can see what she's kind of all about with her beautiful voice.
I'm really excited to hear what her like softer, natural tone sounds like.
Yeah, and this album has 4 singles, eh?
Wow, 4 singles. That's a lot.
Last of the Wilds,
Yeah, which is a great song.
Amaranth, this one, Eva, and I don't want to say the last one because that's the one I keep wanting to leave as like something of a
Okay.
surprise. But then there's 4. When we get to it, I'll tell you the last one. But
Okay,
so
sounds
there,
good.
so there you go. Right, got another one coming. Happy holidays, everyone. Hope your December's going well. Winter morn.
6:30 winter morn.
It's nighttime for us.
Snow keeps falling silent on the rose by any other name. Evil leaves her swan brook home. Kindest heart which always voice and made me ashamed of my own. She walks alone, but not
Almost was thinking Johanna for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eva flies away, dreams the world
Nice.
far away. In this cruel children's game, there's no friend to call her name. Eva sails away, dreams the world far away.
Oh, you can hear Troy.
Yeah, you can.
In her will be my sunflower field. Marked by
It's giving me Ori vibes.
mountains of shame,
Yeah,
little
very
girl
Ori
with
vibes.
life ahead.
Good memories.
For a memory,
Oh.
one kind word, she would stay among the bees. Time for one more daring dream before her escape. Eden will be
Oh, I like how they did that.
wicked
Great layering.
with her own loving heart. Eva flies away, dreams the world far away. In this cruel children's game, there's no friend to call her name. Eva sails away, dreams the world far away. The good
This song suits her.
will be my sunflower field.
Nice.
Eva flies away,
Wow.
dreams the world far away.
Just so we don't lose it, that Empu is so good at doing the solo that is needed for the song.
He is
He's just incredible at that.
absolutely
And
incredible.
he's really good at soulful solos and how that transition, because I always say I love how they come out of a guitar solo, and then it just came in heavy with that chunky, powerful, heavy drive on the guitar, which just transfers you to a different realm
And you
again.
need it there. Like, it was really needed there because we've been being lulled into, like, almost...
Yeah, it's a lullaby type
It's
of
a
a song.
lullaby
Yeah.
type of a song,
Sure
and so
makes
that
you-
moment really pulls you back into the moment with the song, and
Yeah.
pulls you out of that lulled, like, what's the word I'm looking for when you're at peace, you're like in harmony, you're soothed, and you're like, oh yeah, this is a really
Nirvana?
great song. Like, yeah, it kind of brings you into like a Nirvana kind of a feel. And then you like even for me, I was almost like I'm forgetting I was reacting, and then I'm like, oh right, I'm here, right when that very guttural guitar comes in.
Absolutely. I'm glad you're here then.
In this cruel children's game, there's no friend to call her name. Eva sails away, dreams the world far away. In her will be my sunflower field.
That beautiful keyboard too gets you in a lullaby state,
It does.
Now we're on to Sahara. We've done this one before.
But that guitar and the last verse there is really the explanation point on this song.
Yeah, absolutely. And what was the explanation point you think trying to tell?
I don't really know. Like I said, it was just I really got into like just the flow of the music and like the sound of her voice, just like the music behind it all. Even
Did
though I
you
was
attack any of
reading
the
the lyrics, after we spoke, anything that I thought I remembered is gone. So
Okay. Well then,
so no, I can't go into any of the lyrics. I'm really sorry.
that's okay. Usually that's what you look into a bit, so I figured. Anyways, we're on to Sahara though, and I definitely remember this one. This one was a really good one too. And I at least what you're mentioning with the spirit of Ava, compared to the other ones, this one obviously stands out because of the drop tone in it as well. And like you said, it kind of gets you in a lullaby, hypnotic state, even in a way too.
Hypnotic state. That was the word I was looking for.
Nice, glad I could hit you there. And so I totally agree with you on that too. So I think it's interesting that they use this for a first single, because if you heard this first and you were waiting 2 years and you just heard once and then this was the one that came out first, I know for me I would have been like, I don't know, how's this gonna be, like what could she do? And like, and that's me being honest, not one of my favorite ones from Nightwish. So just interesting that was the first pick too. So, but I also think it's closer to what Tuomas wanted from Nightwish at first. So imagine if he had Anette at the beginning.
At the beginning,
Everything
then
would have been different.
it would have been different, because we know that he always wanted an Ari style of band.
And I
That's
love
why
my
he
Ari.
has Ari. Like, you're wearing the Ari shirt, I'm wearing the Nightwish shirt. Both are Tuomas's babies, right?
yeah.
So like, Anette is kind of like the heavier Ari, but the lighter Nightwish.
You got that right.
So
yeah,
she sits kind of right in the middle there, and that's what this song really felt like.
totally. So let's go check out Sahara, because I don't know if you remember this one, but it's a good one. And we're gonna hit play.
Great keyboard.
Yeah. He could do a masterclass on every album.
This is full Nightwish again.
Oh, exactly right. I knew you'd be happy.
Yeah.
Cheers then, honey. Are feeling like a first again.
They do feel like the first again.
Yeah. Love this intro. Tempo.
One
rap over it sometimes is so smooth and groovy, you know?
It is.
Like, that's, like, I don't know if he must like some rap or something, like maybe some Finnish rap or something. But this one, honestly, is incredible. It was nice to hear it again.
It was.
It's a pretty repetitive song still.
It is.
But it still has its moments where it soars and really stood out for me, honestly, on this one.
It did have a lot of like up and downs within like the lyrics of this. Like you were saying, they're changing the tempo of the song, of the lyrics in the middle of the chorus, right? So like
that was fun.
It's a lot of fun. You'd really have to learn this one. It's not one that's going to come to you right off the bat.
Exactly, the head banging and all
It's
that,
like,
and trying to sing it was tough, right?
It's tough because there's so many different tempo changes, or like, and like the ways that they're doing the enunciation of the lyrics that are giving it that, it's like a rocking within the song itself. It still kind of feels like it's about Tarja. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, okay.
Like,
it feels like about her still.
Like he's the philosopher. Tarja was the Dark Queen, and it's like the philosopher and the queen, and like, you know, so like it still feels like it's still a little bit reminiscent about Tarja, but that's just me. That's just my views taking it, and like I could be entirely wrong too, but that's kind of what I was getting. And I don't know, I was just thinking about Anette while we were listening to this one, being like, I wonder how she feels about singing all these songs about Tarja.
That's kind of always what I thought right off the bat, like years ago when we first got into this. And and that's why I think you always think it's something special about these two, because then you don't really see many live versions of these songs either, right? Like,
No.
because then a lot of people don't want you to jump to the live versions when it's Annette singing, because they think there's better versions when Tarja or Flora are singing too. So it's just like, it's hard not to try to, it's hard to think about Annette while doing these only, and not trying to think about the others, because I want to give Annette more of the due, and I try to focus more on what her is and like what this album's about. And I think that's some of the hard things and what they knew they were even gonna have to address when they came back too. Because how many people were thinking about it after how that ended?
Well, because the moment you have one expectation, you're going to compare the other choice. It's like if you have an apple pie and you have a cherry pie, you're going to compare the two of them. If you have an apple pie and an apple pie, you're going to compare the two of them. It doesn't matter, because that's how people are, right?
Of course, we always compare.
We're always comparing things.
Yeah.
And so there's but it makes it so interesting when you're thinking about like how it is for Annette being the one singing these songs that are about the previous singer.
Yeah, and I actually don't think this one, like, I'm pretty sure this one is about something with the pharaohs from the past that got unleashed, but I could be wrong too. But that's just from like,
and like I definitely think it is also about like pharaohs from the past and things being unleashed, but like it also feels like there's a little bit of
that's hidden in there,
sentimental, personal heartache and stuff hidden within it.
Sounds good. So I'm gonna go stop for a second because it started smelling, if you noticed.
Yeah, the cat came and took a dump.
And dropped a little turd in front of us.
Ew.
Yeah, so I gotta go clean that. I'll be right back. So the song we are on next is Whoever Brings the Night, and Tuamas describes the song itself as a sleazy song.
A sleazy song.
So I think this is one of those songs that were one of the ones that wasn't requested, because it's probably towards the bottom on what people think for maybe some of his lyrical content. I don't know.
That's fair. He's had some questionable lyrical content.
He's had some fun ones. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Had some fun ones. Time for a sleazy song.
Electronic feel, you know? All the Floor of the Lost.
Yeah.
Right?
I hear it.
Ding, ding, ding. Oh, sick. New Nightwish. I love it. Isn't it nice? her to stop there.
Yeah.
All your love is a lie. You one night butterfly.
This one is way harder than I thought it was gonna be too.
It is.
And it's like even that solo was interesting. It's everything's a tiny little bit off tempo, a little off, and like it's not like the theme is being forced or anything, but it's the one that feels the least organic, I would say. But it sounds great, like a great metal here.
It feels the least organic, and it's
You
like,
agree, eh?
and everything is very off tempo. Even like the flow of the wording, the flow of the lyrics is a little bit.
Yeah, I can see why it's not everyone's
Unsettling.
favorite from this album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's
Yeah,
a really
oh,
cool
definitely.
concept.
Yeah.
It's a great song, but it's
Don't be the one night butterfly.
Don't Be a One Night Butterfly. I love his references to butterflies. I really do. He makes them all over the place all the time. He loves butterflies, and I love butterflies. So like, it's
Absolutely.
just
One love.
one love.
Butterfly. Just playing with her. We're having fun. It's late. Nice. And the next one that we got. The main thing we want to bring up for this one, and this already sounds like now that we kind of heard that tiny little intro, it has a different tone already to it, which is kind of cool. So this is For the Heart I Once Had, and it mirrors Tuamis's emotional state at the time, searching for light after the storm, which totally makes sense. And even in the midst of when people start kind of spiraling, they can become self-aware in the spiral, which can sometimes put you farther or higher up, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of interesting to see where this one, For the Heart I Once Had, and when you become cold, you know, that's the Grinch right
Yeah,
there who's
that's
still
the
Grinch. This, you know, so we all want to be able to have a good time
So
when the
it's
holidays
really
come.
it's really good that he was looking for the light while once he became self-aware in that
Yeah.
spiral.
Yeah.
Because if you don't want to become the Grinch, you want to look for the light when you become self-aware in that moment.
Totally, because you can start self-isolating a lot, which he had the ability to in the location he was
Yeah.
living, as he still lives there, right? So let's go find a new one from Nightwish again, back to back for us. Here we go. Nice, wishful and hopeful. So 2000s. Almost sounds like an alternate rock band. That's Anette too.
Heaven today is far away to a place I once called home. Heart of a child will find a sign as another love grows cold. Once my heart beat to the rhythm of the falling snow. Black and below the river now flows a stream of molten virgin snow. For the heart I'll never have, for the child forever gone. The music sounds because it loves. For the heart I once had. Living today without
With this Dark Passion Play album, I could see these last two. I was like, they're too cheerful. Let's not vote them. I actually really like this one, and the the lyric that really stood out for me, because I don't want to lose it here, for Heart of a Child. No, I went a little too far. My bad. I'm so sorry. I went right to the beginning. There it is. Awesome. I got right to it. Sorry, y'all. So for The Child Forever Gone, I think what happens when these moments happen that you become cold, you have to basically have a childlike faith again to getting your to gain something back. Like, I'm thinking even for you, how hard it would be. You were a parent, and then you weren't a parent, as in like a toddler and child for so long, and then you come and have it back. It's for me, being a first time parent, you have to be kind of childlike to take on some of those moments with them, to like have the
Absolutely.
patience to get through it all and all that too. To even have the patience for your bandmates, you have to have some type of childlike faith when everyone is always in tight corners and like you can't get away from each other in moments, and the
Yeah.
friction and all that too. So that's when the child's forever gone, that's why even Jesus will tell you, you got to have a childlike faith to gain hope and all that back.
Absolutely. I even took that lyric, that line there as the like the inner child, because he often talks about his inner child in a lot of his
For sure.
songs, and like once that's gone, like you're saying, once that childlike faith is gone, once that inner child is gone, it's so hard to get it back. So like even with you're even bringing up I being a mom when I was so young, and then having a full grown like teenager now, and being out of that toddler stage.
Yeah.
For 10 years I had been out of that
For
toddler
a decade,
stage.
yeah.
For a whole decade before having toddlers again. So it's a whole different experience.
Gotta want to get low on the knees again, and you got a torn
Oh.
ACL, and that makes it difficult.
It's hard to get down on the knees. I can't get low anymore. Tore my ACL. I'm out. I'm out.
But yeah, so I just want to, and that's what this song is really making me feel.
Yeah.
Voice references to other songs.
I know, I love it.
Yeah. The Lord. That's a great one. And now we're on to a song that you love.
The Islander. Oh, this one. I love this one.
Absolutely. This is one of our most viewed, actually, reactions
Really?
from Nightwish. It might be the top one still.
Crazy.
For some reason, I don't know. Maybe because we're from an island, it just hit us so well. And all
Yeah.
that too. And it is a great song, Marco acoustic. And this is a tale of an aging lighthouse keeper.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And in case, I don't think we did know this, but it was filmed in the same landscapes where Game of Thrones later was filmed.
That's cool.
So, like I said, I have a music video. I don't think we ever saw the music video.
No,
we
we've
saw the
only
live
seen
performance.
the Marco acoustic live performance, and I believe I started crying during it,
Yes.
and because it reminded me a lot of like my stepdad and a lot of like just being islanders and like a
Absolutely.
lot of like it just also reminded me of Newfoundland, even though I've never been there.
It was one of the first moments that I reacted with you when you had one of those out of body experiences and you just like totally took in the song. And I think that's really convinced you to take on Nightwish too as one of your bands.
Yeah, Islander was one of the songs that really got me to take on Nightwish. And you know what? I haven't even really listened to it since that initial
Absolutely.
listen. Unless we've listened to it multiple times on the channel. And I
No,
think
like you said, this album's something we never really went back
Dove
to because
into.
we technically had this on our mind to keep doing these full album reactions. So thank God we're here so we can get to these awesome songs.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of good songs left on this album. There's 5 left, I believe, or 4 left. So here we go. Let's keep
Here
it
we
rolling.
go.
The Islander. Especially when you get to see him on his beast, his double guitar.
yeah, the double guitar. So
Boom, boom, boom.
An old man by a seashore at the end of day gazes the horizon with sea winds in his face. Tempest tossed island, seasons all the same. Anchorage and painted and a ship without a name. Sea without a shore for the banished one unheard. He lights as the beacon light at the end of world, showing the way, lighting hope in their hearts. The ones in their travels onward from afar. This is for long forgotten, light at the end of the world. Horizon crying, the tears you left behind long ago.
That acoustic guitar is magical.
it is.
The albatross is flying, making him daydream. The time before he became one of the worlds to see. Princess in the tower, children in the fields. Life gave him
Nice
an
Anette in the background.
all the universe. Now his love's a memory, a ghost in the fog. He sets the sails one last time, saying farewell to the world. Anchor to the water, seabed far below. Grass still in his feet and a smile beneath his brow. This is for long forgotten, light at the end of the world. Horizon crying, the tears he left behind long ago. So long ago.
left behind so long ago.
I think we heard this when we first moved to Calgary,
Yeah, we did.
and it made us yearn for the island.
It did.
And this nails island vibe so perfect.
It does.
And Annette in the background, the vocals, that added something unique for this version.
Gorgeous having the two of them together.
And we're letting this slide because the next song is supposed to be played after it. You'll see why. Speaking of Islanders, we got our seaweed snacks. Beautiful. Marco.
I love the storm in the background as well.
You see, it does bleed right into it, doesn't it? Such a good song. This used to be your favorite song on replay. Troy killing it. Such a good party song. I just picture floor dancing with my hands. Good time to change it up too. You good? A little bit of pain. Long day. We love you for making it.
Thanks, honey.
Nightwish Army and Chronicans can see it. We appreciate it. Terrific album.
It is.
didn't want to commit to Troy full time.
Yeah, no kidding. What an audition.
Yeah, what a friendship and partnership that became. Definitely. If you guys still haven't seen our interview with To All Miss Troy and Johanna, definitely go check that out. And this type of a song makes me just think of them. Cool
Really
harmonic
felt
right
like
at the end.
it felt like a music box winding down at the very end
Definitely, and that's
with those harmonics.
yeah, I like that too. And we're now jumping into one of my favorite songs from them of all time. One of your songs that I know you love as well too. So let's jump into this one too. This is roughly based off the themes of Stephen King's Dark Tower.
Oh, okay.
7 Days of the Wolves.
7 Days of the Wolves.
We know that one. We love this one.
Yes. Another great one.
Yep. 2 songs left, y'all. Thanks for making it this far. Hit that like button if you had a good time with us. Nostalgia with this one. Woo! I love that pause.
This is my church of choice. Love strength standeth in love sacrifice. For the rest I have to say to you, I will dream like the God.
Wow, 7 days to the walls. Where will we be when they come? 7 days to the poison and a place in heaven. Time drawing near us, they come to take us.
Okay, like this song is just badass, isn't it?
It's so badass. Like, what a great song. I always forget how good Dark Passion Play really is. Or 7 Days to the Wolves really is. Dark Passion Play is the album name.
Yes, it is.
My
honey.
bad. But I forget how good this song truly is.
Yeah, like I know, like we've been doing this channel for so long, and we go so hard once we get the band that takes a hold of us. So we went so hard to Nightwish, and then have done so many other bands now that sometimes we've almost forgot some of the things we've done with every single song. Like, just to let you know how much we love this song, you suggested this one when we were trying to give D Music Nightwish songs, and you actually suggested this one as the one that you knew they would like, and they actually happened to like it.
Yes.
So like that's just so if you're a true metal fan as well, this one hits the grittiness
It
that
does
you really
hit
want
that
to hear.
grittiness that you want.
Sick freaking solo too, right there too, right?
Exactly. It has everything that you want when you're looking for something that's metal, but also has a little bit more on like that kind of symphonic Disney whatever
That makes them different in who they are.
That makes them different in who they are.
Yeah, and like at the time, D Music was having a hard time kind of liking Nightwish and symphonic metal, and this was really the one that helped them at least digest it completely. So that was like such a win, and that's why I always love this song. It actually made me like it more after that.
You're like, yeah, someone I know likes it.
Everyone likes it. And it gets better. They just transport you.
They are.
Another trademark Nightwish moment. your life correctly.
Yeah,
And that's what this one teaches us, doesn't it?
sure does.
Such a powerful song, such a powerful way to be at the tail end of it. I really like the transition of how Marco gets a lot of shine towards the end of this album.
Absolutely.
Which is what I was kind of trying to hint at the beginning when I was like trying to like, because The Islander was that song I didn't want to tell you about. So, because I knew he was taking over, then I forgot how much he takes over this song too and all that as well. So, like I said, this is probably the album for me one of my favorite Marco albums as well.
Absolutely, because Marco really does shine through in this one. There's a lot of play between him and Anette, which I really like. I really like their duets that they do as well.
Absolutely.
So like there's like so much fun that's being had. And it's such a grittier album. It's really like, yes, it has a couple softer songs in it for Annette to do, like with a little bit of her poppier, softer side.
Yeah, brings
but
that out for sure.
it brings that out for sure. But it also has so much traditionally Nightwish, but like dark, heavy stuff with some amazing guitar solos.
I agree. There's been a bunch of them too, and the last song here, Meadows of Heaven, is on the slower side as well. But this one really brings out Annette's beautiful voice again. So I think it's a nice way to end the album, is to remember how good of a voice she does have, and just to have her shine. And I don't know how much shine she had before this as well. I don't completely remember her past before this part. I know she started doing some work after this, and we even saw some of her work too. But so I think this really brought her into the front stage for the metal people too. I think she did an incredible job to make Nightwish sound a little different as well too. So
she did really make it her own with her own style.
Yeah.
So like I really love what she did with her time at Nightwish.
Absolutely. So this one is a gospel tinted closing hymn about longing for childhood innocence.
Gospel tinted. She has a perfect voice for that.
She does, and this is a perfect way to end it on a nicer tone as well. And let's do it. Meadows of Heaven. Another album completed, buddy.
We did it.
To finish it off with this beautifulness. Oh yeah, lovely. The thumbnail comes to my mind for this one. She's a nice smile. You can shoot. Don't look over there.
I close my eyes, the lantern dies, the scent of awakening, wild honey and dew,
Nice.
childhood games, woods and lakes.
Again, this type of music makes me think of Johanna again.
Dreams of
Yeah, it does.
silver, toys
Love the
of
Ori vibes.
olden days, meadows of heaven, meadows of heaven. The flowers of wonder and the hidden treasures
Nice.
in the meadow of life.
You can Marco coming in here adds a lot.
Of heaven, a 5-year-old winter home in a place called home, sailing the waves of Mars, meadows of heaven, meadows of heaven.
like a yearning at the end to be there. The meadows of
Yeah.
heaven, like everyone wants to be there, especially the people who've seen it.
Absolutely, the golden fields.
Jeez, what a beautiful album, honestly. Interesting. We moved to Angels with Temptation after that one.
Nice recommendation, Spotify.
Very nice recommendation, and what an awesome way to end that. And it makes me just think about the journey and the childlike faith, because sometimes you can take things for granted. I mean, after you listen to 100+ Nightwish songs and reactions, it sometimes makes you move
Yeah.
on to something different. And then that's even sometimes what maybe even was happening with Taria in the moment, where it's like you just need to try out something different to have a different taste and flavor. But then coming back to Nightwish right now, coming to Dark Passion Play, getting to see where they're at after 6 albums. Because, like, let's think about their journey for a second. Starting with Angels Fall First,
Yeah.
which is a pretty decent one. Probably not one of my favorite ones from them. Oceanborn, which is the beginning of their power metal,
Yeah.
kind of more scene. And that was probably my favorite one out of the power metal albums. And they had Wishmaster as well, which is very
Which is
good.
phenomenal.
Century Child, which is a very good album too.
Yeah.
Then Once back there, which I think is like their monumental album from the
Yeah.
Taria era.
Monumental album is a good way to put it.
And then now you get to this one too, where you can see where Tuomis's mind was at this time in the band itself, because it's not like take away the band, what they went through as well.
Yeah,
and
because
everything.
they went through all of this. They all experienced it.
The good and the
like,
bad.
The
'cause then
good and
there's-
the bad.
Now there's the good of bringing in Anette and what she brings in,
Yeah.
and her mindset as well too, and just like new, like Mikael says from Opeth, when you get new tires, you can drive better a lot of the times too.
Yeah.
Even if it was you still like the old tires, sometimes you just need something new to change it up too.
Absolutely.
So I think this is a nice way to keep it fresh as well, and I can see why it did really successful.
Yeah, because this was an extremely successful album.
Yeah.
And like you said at the beginning of the reaction, this was one of the most expensive albums to put out.
You can hear it. Look at all the
and
orchestra
you can
and
hear
layering.
the orchestra, the layering, the the amount of time in studio it would have taken to put all of this together is immense, and it really is a masterpiece that we've listened to. And like even just on its own, without even like
all the other stuff that's
the
happened.
other stuff that's happened,
Yeah.
without like comparisons or anything,
Yeah.
like this is a fantastic Nightwish album with a fantastic singer who really put her everything into this, and you could hear it at the end with all the layering and ad libs and everything that she had at the end with all
Yeah,
with everything.
absolutely.
Like she put her all into this.
She does as good as lead, as ad libs, as backup singer. She can
Yeah.
do it really all, and she has an incredible range, right?
She really does. So like what a great voice. I definitely can see why people kind of called it more poppy. I tried not to use the word poppy as a descriptor for Anette, because like
I don't find
wanna,
it negative as a
and I don't
term
find
anyways.
it negative either. I just
Description.
wanted to try to see what else I could find that was into her voice is deeper, and I think that's what really sets her apart from the other, well, from Taria, and having to go
Of course,
from,
very operatic
right,
style,
with that very
right?
operatic style versus the deeper tone that Anette brings in.
Yep.
So like having those two different styles, it really shows like the diversity of Nightwish without even trying to like as a comparison or anything.
Right.
It's
Look,
just
look what Tuomis and like Empu, who have been there from the beginning, really can do with their foundation. They can do whatever
Yeah.
they want.
They
Empu
can
is
move
a
everywhere.
wizard, and like we always talk so much about Tuomis with his range, but I think Empu, someone who could just go
Listen to
thrash
those
power metal if he wants, or
solos that he was putting out.
in a nice range of them too,
Yeah,
right?
just
So like,
amazing, absolutely incredible.
very happy to get to this one. And what's pretty interesting, I was thinking about it as well, because we've actually done Human Nature fully.
Yes, we have.
And that was one I always forgot we've actually already done fully. So we've already done Yestervine as well.
Yes, we have.
So we actually only have 2 albums left
Oh my goodness, there's only 2 left.
that we have. Yeah. So I was
Wow.
thinking about that while this is happening. I'm like, oh my God, like we only got 2 left. And luckily the ones in a row that we're doing next, because we got Imaginarium.
Yeah,
And then we got the one that you're wearing, Endless Form's Most Beautiful.
yeah.
So I think that's just really cool that and very exciting. So we're gonna have all the albums soon finished, and we finally are caught up with every single song. Because as you saw, there was a couple songs we have not heard. I think we probably have heard every song from Endless Forms Most Beautiful, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
think we've heard almost every song.
But not in the way that we own it in like the car like we do with Once, which
Yeah.
is why you guys suggested let's jump that to this one, because a lot of these songs felt like first time reactions
They
again.
did feel like first time reactions, and in a way, some of them were first time reactions because it was our first time hearing the studio.
Yeah, oh yeah. For
Right?
these, they were first. A lot of them.
A lot of them were first because it was the first time hearing it as a studio, the first time hearing it
With the full orchestra, with the net.
floor orchestra, or like we had it with Anette, where it was just acoustic the first time we heard it, and all these different ways. So like this was such a unique experience to come back to something that we already knew but didn't know intimately, and we're able to experience it at like newbies in a way, as if we were hearing it for the very first time.
Definitely. It definitely gave me a lot of good nostalgia as well.
Absolutely.
Just to be back with the Nightwish army. So thank you guys for spending time with us. Time blew by because we were having so much fun. If you guys did have a good time with us, please hit the like and hype button on your way out. Comment down below what your favorite song from this album is. I still would have to say The Poet and the Pendulum as the long banger, and 7 Days of the Wolf are probably my favorite songs from this.
That makes sense. Those are two great songs.
Incredible songs. So let me know your favorites as well. If you're excited for Imaginarum, that will be coming next, which will be at the beginning of next year. So definitely stay tuned for that and hit the subscribe notification bell so you don't miss anything else, because there's a lot of other good stuff, like stuff you see on on the wall. There's like stuff like that coming down the rabbit hole. So thank you guys so much for spending time with us. We are now exiting the rabbit hole.
Thank you so much, everyone. Nightwish Army, as always, it was a pleasure. And for me, I think my favorite song from this album was Into the Wild, or
Oh, The Last of the Wild.
The Last of the Wild.
Of course, that instrumental, the
that
Celtic
instrumental one, the Celtic instrumental one. It
After
always
Islander.
gets me. I love it. Islander is then right after that one, because I those two. Actually, I can't even say it's after or before, because
They're
I love
together
them.
now. Now you
They're
know.
together. They're together songs.
Yes, they are.
So like I love both of them so much, and so that would be
I could
my two biggest picks. I'd love to know what you guys all pick in the comments below, and thank you again for being here with us. Peace and love, everyone.
God bless y'all.
Take care, and bye for now. Hey, thank you for making it to the end of the video. It's so good to see you here, and if you would like to continue in supporting us in our future endeavors, you can do so by supporting us over here. And if you really like this band or artist that you listen to in this video, you can support them right here. And we think you might like this video right here. So remember to click it and continue on your trip down the rabbit hole.
Thank you so much, Chronicans.
Thank you so much. Peace and love.